This is none other than Kyle Watts. Remember, Kyle Watts had that podium effort last Friday night. We talked to him along the front straightaway as he exits turn number 2 and heads down the back straightaway. Said a bunch of his buddies got together and said, you will race in 2026. And here he is, Kyle Watts, coming through turns 3 and 4. He'll complete the first of 5 trips around this racetrack. Again, this is Kyle Watts as he is currently second quick to Joe Weiss. Joe Weiss, your point standings leader and 2-time winner. He'll go to the top here at the moment, 18.810 seconds. Joe Weiss, 2 times a winner in 2026 in just 3 races, and he is the point standings leader by 10 markers over Troy Warren. Joe Weiss, the defending champ in this series as well. If you'll recall, not only did he win the championship last year, but his daughter Holly Johnson also took home a championship. Across the line is going to be car number 17. That is Josh Burnham. Josh Burnham, 19.045 seconds. Good enough for P3 at the moment, as right now Kyle Watts has gone faster on his 4th trip around, 18.810 seconds for car number 28. So a good lap for Kyle Watts, who drives the 2012 Swartz Extreme. And Kyle Watts having some fun. He's got Shelby down in turn number 1. He's got others helping him out. His daughters are here having some fun on a Friday night, his 8th year of competition at Dixieland Speedway. James Batten, our chief starter atop the flag stand, has put the checkered flag out, and Joe Weiss, no surprise, is the quickest by a little more than 1/10 of a second, 18.716 seconds for car number 0, Joe Weiss. Kyle Watts is currently second quick, followed by Josh Burnham in the 17 car is third. So the lap everybody's chasing is 18.716 seconds, set by Joe Weiss, as our next set of cars begin to move onto the speedway, including a winner earlier this year. That is Troy Warren, the young Troy Warren from Knott's Island, North Carolina. So strong this year. He's had multiple podium finishes. Again, that one victory. He has 3 top 5 finishes, and he's just 10 points behind Joe Weiss in the championship standings. So keep your eye on car number 15. Would not be surprised to see him break back into victory lane here later tonight as he takes the green flag. Other drivers taking the green flag include this car right here at the end of the front straightaway. That is car number 1 from Moyock in the Moyock Automotive Racing entry. We're talking about Jeff Shiflett. Jeff Shiflett's been at this for almost 4 decades, so he certainly has the experience, and he has got a ton of sponsors, including Little Scott's Tree Service, as well as Joe's Maintenance. Beach Radiator helps support him, and he loves racing, started way back in the 1980s. Right now, it's Joe Weiss atop. Here comes the 35 car across the line. That is Jordan Weaver, as we got a caution flag because I believe we got a golf cart that is too close to the racetrack from a safety standpoint. We cannot have golf carts that close to the racetrack, so that'll necessitate a yellow flag, as we will get that moved so we can continue. But right now it's Joe Weiss is the quickest here, followed by Kyle Watts. Troy Warren is P3 at the moment. Josh Burnham, car number 17B, is 4th. Jeff Shiflett is 5th. And the 35 car of Jordan Weaver right now is 6th fastest here in hot laps and qualifying. This is setting the starting lineup for the 20-lap feature for our Down Home Shed Sportsman division. We do need our Moody's Water Conditioning Sport Compacts to pit road backstretch for qualifying and hot laps. That is the Moody's Water Conditioning Sport Compacts you're needed at this time to pit road backstretch. Continuing on, we'll get the green flag here in just a matter of moments, and we will finish up our Down Home Shed Sportsman qualification. A big thanks to all the Dixieland Speedway sponsors, including Wells Mechanical, Down Home Sheds, Moyock Automotive. We also want to thank Robert Moody with Moody's Water Conditioning, UPS Store, the great folks at UPS Store, Rob Keston, Apple Door Systems, Grenetti Grading, Albemarle Septic, a proud sponsor of Dixieland Speedway, Hockmeyer Equipment, Kellogg's Supply Company, Milton Council. Where's Milton at? Milton's in the house. There he is. We're going to talk to him later on this evening. Always great to see our buddy Milton with Kellogg's Supply Company, T&B Services, Affordable Transmission, Performance Siding, and Gale Force Guns, proud sponsors here at Dixieland Speedway. So glad to have a great crowd on hand, and we're going to have some fun as the evening continues. Where's KL Cross? KL Cross keeps you informed with great pictures here at Dixieland Speedway, as well as other tracks across the region in his free magazine. He also has great music photos. If you want top quality pictures, see KL Cross with the Hammer Down Rockin' and Racing magazine. Getting set to go back under the green flag here in a matter of moments for our performance siding. Make that the Down Home Shed Sportsman. And then we're going to have the Moody's Water Conditioning Sport Compacts, followed by our Affordable Transmission Super 4s. And now we're going to see the green flag come back out. And we will continue with this final set. That's right, the final set for our Down Home Shed Sportsman this afternoon. White flag is waving one more time around for our 3 cars left on the racetrack, including Jordan Weaver. Here at the end of the front stretch, just crossing the start-finish line, taking the checkered flag, is Troy Warren. He will not go quicker on that final trip around. And also crossing the start-finish line now is Jeff Shiflett. And Jeff will go all the way up to P2. A great lap for car number 1, Jeff Shiflett. That'll knock Kyle Watts back to 3rd. But how about it? We're going to have a pole setter in Joe Weiss, your current point standings leader. He clocked in at 18.716 seconds. That was 9/100ths of a second faster than the veteran competitor in Jeff Shiflett. Jeff will line up to Joe's right elbow when we drop the green flag for the 20-lap feature. Kyle Watts, he'll roll off inside of row 2 or position number 3 in the 28A car. Troy Warren, he'll fire off in 4th at car 15, followed by Josh Burnham, P5 in the 17B, and starting 6th or outside of row 3, that's the 35 entry of Jordan Weaver, and that's how they qualified and raced for practice session, that is, for our Down Home Shed Sportsman. The Moody's Water Conditioning Sport Compacts getting in position as we speak. They are getting ready to come out in a matter of moments, and because we're going to go ahead and bring them around, we now need our Affordable Transmission Super 4s. That's the Affordable Transmission Super 4s. Please make your way to pit road backstretch for hot laps and qualifying. Again, that is the Affordable Transmission Super 4s. Please make your way to pit road backstretch here for hot laps and qualifying. Speaking of point standings for the Down Home Shed Sportsman, Joe Weiss comes in, as we mentioned earlier, with a 10-point advantage over Troy Warren. Troy Warren is P2 in car number 15. Jeff Shiflett enters this race 3rd in the championship chase with 2 top 5s. He's 22 markers back. In 4th is Steve Causey, and rounding out the top 5 is Jordan Weaver at car number 35. Kerry King, who's not here tonight, he enters this race 6th in the standings. Kyle Watts 7th, and 8th is Chesapeake's Justin Pruitt. All right, a brief break in the action, and now we're going to bring out, in a matter of moments, it's going to be those Moody Water Conditioning Sport Compacts. And speaking of those, Rylan Lindsay has been on a tear over the last couple of weeks because he now has 2 victories entering this race here tonight with 3 top 5s. He leads by 12 points. That's the Camden, North Carolina racer of Rylan Lindsay over Ryan Bigham from Virginia Beach in the 8B car. Ryan Bigham is currently 2nd in the standings. 3rd is John Gardner in car number 19. He's 24 points back. 4th is Elizabeth City's Colleen Stevens in car 52. And Brian Daniels in car number 64 enters this race 5th in the championship standings. Hey, we want to give a big birthday shout out to Missy Daniels. Happy birthday, Missy Daniels, celebrating here today. And we'll be talking about that here throughout the evening. Here comes your Moody's Water Conditioning Sport Compacts. They'll get 4 laps on the track to practice, and we'll see where they line up for their feature event coming up later tonight. It'll be a 15-lap race, and it'll be the 4th of 5 events. Brian Daniels, the green 64 car. He'll take the green flag and head back to turns 1 and 2. Behind him will be Mike Massey in car number 84. And then our 3rd car, we talked about him, Ryan Bigham, sideways going into turn number 1. And there's the birthday girl kicking up some dirt in turn number 1. That is Missy Daniels in turn number 2 now, the blue car number 70. Brian Daniels, the first car to lock in a lap at 24.085 seconds. He drives the Chrysler PT Cruiser. He's from Virginia Beach, sponsored by MDM Septic Site Services and K&D Creations. For his first season of racing, having some fun here. He's got his entire family with him. His children are with him. They're just having a ball, and we're watching him turn some laps here this afternoon at Dixieland Speedway. Again, this is hot laps and qualifying, so we're doing 2 things at once. We're practicing the cars, but oh, by the way, the stopwatch is on them as we look to set the starting lineup. Ryan Bigham, he'll go to the top in the car 8B. Ryan Bigham in the Virginia Beach, the Chevrolet Cobalt race car, sponsored by Good Old Boys Coastal Small Engine DSD Diesel, for the driver that has finished 5th in the championship standings in the past, and he is a Southern National Motorsports competitor as well for Ryan Bigham, who is the fastest at 23.041 seconds. Last call. We do need our affordable transmission Super 4s to pit road backstretch. Last call, affordable transmission Super 4s pit road backstretch. So right now it's Ryan Bigham. He is the fastest here at Dixieland Speedway. He has clocked in at 23.041 seconds. Mike Massey in car number 84 is currently 2nd quick at a lap of 23.630 seconds. For the Honda Civic competitor out of Moyock, he is sponsored by Just Making It Lawn Care and Precision Auto for Mike Massey, who Devin Weatherly, a former competitor here at Dixieland Speedway, helped support that team. Car 84 is 2nd, with Brian Daniels 3rd, and Missy Daniels right now rounds out the top 4. Coming out next, this is going to be John Gardner from Elizabeth City at car number 19. Rolling out behind him will be car number 52, who's 4th in the points from Elizabeth City. That is Colleen Stevens. Colleen Stevens driving the Honda Prelude, sponsored by Pungo Home Improvements, as well as Shut Up and Listen Records, Singleton Pressure Washing, Harbor Hooves Farm, Aaron and Leah Jones, Jeff Swanson helping support Colleen Stevens as she now enters her 5th season of competition. But I'll tell you, the driver to keep your eyes on, that's exiting turn number 2. We're talking about Rylan Lindsay, your point standings leader. 2 out of 3 races he has gone to victory circle. So Rylan Lindsay is a driver to keep your eyes on. Would not be surprised if he doesn't park his car at Honda Civic in victory lane at the conclusion of our 15-lap competition. We'll see how that pans out tonight. He has been fast. They have been working on that car. It just sounds different than the rest of the cars. But Rylan Lindsay has cut his teeth. He has ran multiple years, and he seems to be getting better and better year after year for young Rylan Lindsay, who fires back now into turns 1 and 2. And no surprise, Rylan Lindsay, he'll go to the top, 22.488 seconds. That's a half a second faster than the rest of the field. Rylan Lindsay all the way to the top. That'll drop kick Ryan Bigham back to 2nd. Colleen Stevens has a nice lap. She'll post the 3rd fastest lap here at the moment at car number 52. And also across the line, we mentioned it, John Gardner, who right now is 5th fastest overall at Dixieland Speedway. So good to have up in the tower with us the one and only Jack Dodson with Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News with Scott Allen. Jack, we talk to you everywhere. Richmond Raceway, Langley Speedway, and you're way beyond that at other racetracks as well, but now Dixieland Speedway.
Well, I love this place. I mean, I used to race here, and not much, but I race here some. I love it here. I love dirt racing. And these Super 4s that are coming up, that's what I come up here for. because that's what I cut my teeth in. I love this place. I love dirt racing, so it's great to be up here with you.
Hey, I heard you threatened to kick somebody out of the race car so you can compete tonight. Is there any truth to that rumor?
Well, but between you and me, yeah. Don't tell my wife.
I think you might have just said that over the air. And I happened to see her, so I'm not sure if you kept that from her.
So let's just let that go.
All right, we won't talk anymore about that. Always good to have you up here, and we'll be talking about your show here in just a moment. But Rylan Lindsay has done it. He has won the pole award here this afternoon after he clocked in at 22.089 seconds. Rylan Lindsay will lead the field of the green flag for their 15-lap feature. Ryan Bigham will be lined up outside of row one. Colleen Stevens posted the third fastest lap with Mike Massey fourth at car 84, and John Gardner of the 19 car rounds out your top five. Brian Daniels and Missy Daniels, the birthday girl, round out the field for this, the Moody's Water Conditioning Sport Compacts. And we're talking with Jack Dotson up here in the tower along with Wesley Outland as we watch, Jack, your series. We talked about it. That's the Affordable Transmission Super Force. What made this series so much fun for you?
Well, it's just it's a kind of a starter series, basically, really. I mean, but it's got enough things that you can change and work on and make it like a real race car. But it was a lot of fun. Me and my brother both raced against each other, and so it's fun. I love the four cylinders. I love like the trucks at Langley. I love those. But I tell you what, these four cylinders are something else.
They're going to be a lot of fun to watch here tonight. We've had two races thus far in 2026. That's Todd Smith and Ricky Waters that have gone on to pick up victories here this year. So two races, two different winners. Will we see a third different winner emerge tonight? We're getting ready to find out. But the first driver to come out will be Ricky Waters. The Virginia Beach, also North Wilkesboro, North Carolina competitor. He'll be coming out first. Multi-time winner, multi-time champion. And of course, we mentioned the two winners this year, Ricky being one of those. Keep your eyes on car number 28. He'll be the first to roll out. Following him will be car number 32. That is Luke Wooster from Smithfield, Virginia. He'll be coming out on the racetrack. And then we see Todd Smith. That's right, Todd Smith, the third car in line. He is in car number 45 from Eatonton, North Carolina, or about 30 minutes just down the road on Highway 17 South. He'll be rolling out on the Speedway. Todd Smith, your current point standings leader with one victory. He picked that win up in their last race 2 Friday nights ago. And then we got a full field of cars coming out here at Dixieland. All right, here comes Ricky Waters. He's beginning to roll out on the racetrack. Ricky Waters coming out on the racetrack. Taking the green flag here at Dixieland Speedway for our next series. This is the affordable transmission Super 4s. There's Todd Smith for the Eatonton driver going down into turn number 1. There we see Luke Wooster. Also on the racetrack is car number 02. That is going to be Gavin Wood on the racetrack. Multiple cars on the Speedway as we now see Todd Smith coming across the line, just waiting on the times to register. There's the time for Todd Smith, 20.342 seconds. The affordable transmission Super 4s coming across the line to take the white flag. Ricky Waters on the racetrack. Don't see a time officially for Ricky, but I believe he is currently second to Todd Smith at a 20.608 seconds. And Todd Smith just clocked in at 20.159 seconds. So a good lap for Todd Smith as he has wrapped it up here in pole qualifying for this first set of cars that have taken the checkered flag. But again, it's Todd Smith at car number 45, your point standings leader, who is the fastest here on the property thus far. Ricky Waters right now sets second at car number 28. Third is going to be Gavin Wood at car number 02. Gavin Wood driving the 28 Ford Mustang from Chesapeake, sponsored by Affordable Transmissions. And get this, Jack, he's a drag racer too.
Oh no, I heard about that. When I was down in the infield earlier. Hey, I started out as a drag racer too, so hey,
racing's racing.
That's right. You got to do what you got to do.
Absolutely. Having fun, turning left in circles here on dirt. As we see the 13 car way out of shape in turn number 4. He gathers it back together. That is Brandon Rowlandson, the black number 13 race car. Taking the green flag now is going to be car number 49. That's Brad Ham. Brad Ham takes the green flag. Here comes Dylan Rollinson, car number 07. He'll take the green flag in his Ford Mustang. And there's Lou Moulton. Lou Moulton, car 57, the Fred Flintstone car, as he calls it, has a little bit of smoke coming from the back, Jack.
I saw that, and he did that during practice too, and I was thinking it was something big, but eventually it just went out. I mean, I don't know what it was.
All right, little gremlin for the 57 car. We're talking about the none other than Lewis Moulton, who right now is 7th fastest, as we are having the final set of affordable transmission Super 4s drivers come across the line, as we'll get a total of 4 laps on the racetrack. Everybody's chasing Todd Smith's time of 20.159 seconds. And then, of course, second is again Ricky Waters. Brad Ham in car number 49 has now gone to third. Dylan Rollinson, the 07 car, is currently 4th on the racetrack. And we got problems here on the front stretch. We got a car that's a little bit out of shape. That's the 49 race car. That's Brad Ham. And then everybody else had to take evasive action here along the front straightaway, including Brandon Rollinson at car number 13. All right, so a little bit of action here along the front stretch. We were talking about Dylan Rollinson, and right now he is currently 4th quick at car number 07. So Dylan Rollinson from Hertford in the Ford Mustang, sponsored by DWRG HVAC, has been able to continue on as we see the green flag come out. There's Dylan Rollinson at the end of the front straightaway in the red, white, and blue car number 07. He's chasing the 13, another family member of Brandon Rollinson. Brandon Rollinson also driving a Ford Mustang, so quite a few Rollinson competitors. And then we have the 49 car, as mentioned, Brad Ham. And Brad Ham is all the way up to third as we see Rollinson side by side with another Rollinson here at the end of the front straightaway. And we're seeing the white flag come out. That indicates just one more trip around, and we're going to wrap up our affordable transmission Super 4s, hot laps, and qualifying as we get set now for the modified Mafia. They're going to have some heat races coming up here in a matter of moments as we now see the checkered flag wave. That'll wrap it up here in fast practice. Looks like Todd Smith is the quickest here as we wait for everybody else to come back across the start-finish line here at Dixieland. Indeed, it is done. That's going to wrap it up 8 That's right, 8 affordable transmission Super 4s have clocked in, including Todd Smith, who will win the pole award. Ricky Waters, he'll fire off in second. Brad Ham in car number 49 will roll off third. Starting fourth will be Dylan Rollinson, followed by Gavin Wood in car number 02. He rounds out the top 5. Brandon Rollinson posted the 6th fastest lap, with Lewis Moulton 7th, and Luke Wooster and car number 32 will start outside of row 4 or in position 8 as they prepare for their 15-lap race. It'll be the 5th and final event of the evening here at Dixieland Speedway, and that wraps it up. Next up, we're going to bring back out the modified Mafias. But, Jack, we got a big show coming up this Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, Facebook Live.
We got a big one coming up this week. I'm really proud of this show because I got a cross-section of everything. We have Casey Roderick, who runs in the down south in a lot of different divisions. I think he was in the IHRA race not too long ago and won a race. Garrett Zacharias, a kid I've known since he was like 8 years old, and he was racing bandos. Sammy Gator is going to be with us this week. That's going to be a big deal. And then we got Kip Childress, the director of the Cars Tour. And we're also going to have Bubba Farmer. He won the Virginia Vintage race at Langley Speedway. We're going to have him on. That'll be a lot of fun. We're going to have a good time.
Sounds like it.
And we got another show coming up. Okay.